Hi, in this video, we will go through how to approach hypothesis testing under the Z procedure. A test of significance is a formal procedure that allows us to judge a claim or hypothesis using observed data. During this test, we compare two hypotheses. The first is the null hypothesis, H0, which is a conservative statement about the population mean, denoted as mu. The second is the alternative hypothesis, HA or H1, which proposes that the population mean is less than, greater than, or not equal to a specific value, denoted as mu0. There are many types of hypothesis testing. We perform hypothesis testing under the Z procedure if 1. The data is a simple random sample, SRS, of size n2, the population follows a normal distribution. 3. This population has an unknown mean mu but a known standard deviation sigma. During exam, you may find this question. Suppose a cereal company claims that the average weight of cereal in a box is 500 grams, mu0. You suspect that the actual average weight is less than this. So, you take a random sample of 30 boxes, n, and find that the average weight, x bar, is 495 grams. The known population standard deviation, sigma, of the box weights is 10 grams. Assume that the weights of cereal follow normal distribution. Perform a hypothesis test at 5% significance. Step 0. Check the questions. It is a hypothesis test question obviously. Also, you should confirm if you should use the Z procedure. 1. Random sample of size, n equals 30 boxes. 2. The population is normal. And 3. The population standard deviation, sigma equals 10 grams, is known. Next, step 1. State the hypotheses. First, the null hypothesis is a conservative statement, so it is set to be H0, mu is equal to 500 grams. As you suspect the actual average weight is less than 500 grams, the alternative hypothesis is HA, mu is less than 500 grams. Step 2. Calculate the Z-score. You can then calculate the Z-score using the formula Z equals x bar minus mu0, divided by sigma over root n. Notice that the x bar is 495 grams, mu0 is 500 grams, the population standard deviation, sigma, is 10 grams, and the sample size n is equal to 30. Substitute the numbers and calculate. We have 495 minus 500 divided by 10 over root 30. We have negative root 30 over 2, which is equal to minus 2.7386. Step 3. Calculate the p-value. The p-value, corresponding to the alternative hypothesis, mu being less than 500 grams, is the probability that a standard normal random variable, z, is less than the z-score or z-statistics, 2.7386. Using the normal table or your calculator, you have the p-value to be 0.0031. Step 4. Compare the p-value with the significant level, alpha. The calculated p-value is 0.0031, which is less than the 5% significant level, alpha. Step 5. Make a conclusion based on the comparison and the question. As the p-value is less than the significant level, 5%, we can say, there is strong evidence to reject H0. We accept the alternative hypothesis at a 5% level of significance. The actual average weight should be less than what the company claims. It seems that the company will face a class action. You may get paid because your breakfast was on a diet. The last step is to double-check the z-statistics and the p-value. First, press Stat, then under the tab Test, choose 1, Z-test. Then, enter mu0 to be 500 grams, the one claimed in the null hypothesis, sigma to be 10 grams, given by the question, x bar to be 495, the average weight you found, and n to be 30, the number of boxes you sampled. Select the alternative hypothesis to be less than 0 and then select Calculate. The calculator shows the z-statistics to be vivid 2.7386 and the p-value to be 0.0031, which means our calculation is correct. Since we use p-value in the hypothesis test, we once again repeat the definition of p-value. The p-value of the test is the probability, computed assuming the null hypothesis is true, that the test statistic would take a value as extreme as or more extreme than the one actually observed. Let's make students hate statistics less.